So Maria, tell me about IFT. What are some of the initiatives that you're working on now, and why is it important for you to be here at Foster Our Future?
Absolutely. IFT was founded 81 years ago, and it was founded by MIT. At that time, there was a significant need to bring science into the emerging supply chains and make sure that the food was safe and it would serve the needs of the population. This need continues to be very true today. So we are very rooted and focused on science, and we're serving the science of food. And the reason we're here today, it is because we see ourselves as a very important component of the food value chain, all the way from the farm to the consumer. And we fit in that middle part where we're actually converting ingredients into food. And we have a big responsibility to provide nutritious food and safe food accessible to the population.
I've actually attended and spoken at IFT in the past, and I've got to tell you that your conference is second to none. It is a fabulous conference, so congratulations on that.
Thank you. It's a very unique event where we're combining an expo with a significant presence of top academics and academically vetted peer-reviewed materials. And also we have a lot of presentations and discussions, panel discussions, that they are driving thought leadership in the food area. So yes, indeed, we are very fortunate to have this event. We've been around, the event has been around for probably as long as the IFT itself, and starting this year in 2020, we will be in Chicago for the next 10 years.
And Thomas, tell us about some of the initiatives that you're working on.
Yeah, so I work for the Global Food Traceability Center, which is an office of IFT. It's been around since 2012 and was started after an engagement with the FDA to assess and give recommendations on how to improve the traceability space in food industry. So I work as a technical lead on our current project, the Global Dialogue on Seafood Traceability, where I perform interoperability pilots and are the key architect in drafting the implementation guidelines. So in this work, I'm working directly with seafood companies across the world, and also engaging with stakeholders in the sustainability community, national governments, international organizations, as well as solution providers. So combining those technical skill sets across those stakeholders is a really interesting and valuable process, ensuring a tenable and very open and useful framework for seafood traceability.
And I would imagine, especially in seafood, there are a lot of challenges that you don't have if you're on a farm or a ranch as it relates to this. I think the last time I looked, there's something like 5,000 different species of seafood. And you look at the difference between waters around the globe, you've got your hands full.
Definitely, it's a very complex set of supply chains when you're thinking about it. I mean, as you alluded to, it's a huge amount of commercially relevant species, and with that, you actually have a variety of collection techniques, catch techniques, raising techniques, and how do you create a standardization process where you can accommodate all of those contingencies. Additionally, you have variable technology adoption depending on your supply chain role, whether you're a fisher, whether you're an aquaculture farm, whether you're a big retailer. Your level of IT expertise and what your level of IT competence can vary considerably, and also your business needs can be drastically different. The level of investment that you can make in new technology. So those are some of the factors that are really going into the key technical decisions that we've made to develop this standard.
As Thomas said, regulations that are based on science, evidence, and technology evidence is an area that IFT has invested for a very long time. We have resources focusing on nutrition, food laws and regulations, as well as scientific regulatory affairs, and IFT has been an observer member of Codex Alimentarius for 28 years, and we participate in several committees all the way to the Commission, as well as electronic working groups. So this is an area that we feel that it is absolutely necessary to engage the stakeholders and influence outcomes that they pertain to the entire industry.
And also with the poaching that's going on, with seafood, with all the problems about traceability of what species is actually being used and what species is being sold. Very complicated issue. So what's your background to be able to pull this all together?
Yeah, so I actually come from food safety regulation. So my background is actually as a microbiologist and epidemiologist, and I was working up traceback investigations as a regulator for the State Department of Agriculture in Georgia. And my background in microbiology and epidemiology was very useful in understanding the third pillar of traceback investigation, or food safety outbreaks, which is traceback investigations. And I really wanted to actually improve those systems. So I cultivated additional IT background, and I worked under Andy Kennedy at the GFTC to really to strengthen my skill set and to navigate this space. You have to have a really solid foundation in regulatory policy, IT, and also how food is actually made and processed. So it's a combination of those skill sets that gives GFTC its expertise.
Well, thank you both very much for joining us today on Farm Food Facts.
Yeah, thank you so much.